The US just released a historic announcement that could spark the next leg up for the bull run. Chainlink is starting its own reserve and is the XRP bull run here. This is your Altcoin Buzz News. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cody, and if you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when I drop latest content. Follow us on Twitter, altcoinbuzz.io, and as always, do not financial advice, and wish the best of luck in your crypto ventures. Also, make sure to join us for our X Spaces Tuesday to Friday at 10 a.m. EST, link down below. All right, you guys, happy Friday. Bitcoin has made a big push up last night, and we're actually starting to look really nice and bullish here. So we've come up to the mid-range here. This is pretty much the area of resistance that we were expecting because this is where it broke down from before. So around $117,500 is the area that it needs to kind of break above to be a little bit more bullish because we are at resistance right now. So I wouldn't be too surprised if at New York Open today, maybe we came down here towards around 115,800-ish, filled in a little bit of this, and then push back up towards these highs. If we can close a daily candle bar above this level here around 118.9, if we can close a daily close above there, I think we will break back above this $119,000 and head back towards new all-time highs. Now, if we don't do that, if we break back down, if this kind of just rejects today, it is a possibility that we come back down here towards 114,000. Hopefully not that low, but it is a possibility if we just reject here. But to me, this looks very bullish right now. We are just kind of consolidating here underneath this level of resistance. So I think today, maybe a little bit New York Open sell-off, but I think ultimately we'll try to push back above through here today and continue higher. So to me, this looks bullish, but there are both possibilities. We'll have to see what happens at New York Open. But there is a lot of bullish news that came out. So recently we had a Galaxy CEO says if Trump opens 401k plans to crypto, there will be massive Bitcoin inflows. So he said this.
Trump last night came out and talked about crypto assets being eligible for 401ks. I mean, that's a monster pool of capital. And what we're just seeing is through these treasury companies, through all kinds of different avenues, the aperture of being able to buy crypto being widened and widened and widened. More avenues bringing people into the tent. I think one of the things that I actually didn't even comprehend is these treasury companies have done so well. The public equity markets are so much bigger than what the crypto markets were. And so as we're really broadening our reach through public equities into our asset class, you're just seeing tons of money pour in.
And then Max Drago says Trump just signed the executive order that changes everything. Your 401k can now buy Bitcoin. $43 trillion in retirement money just got access to crypto. Here's a retirement revolution. They'll make early Bitcoin adopters generationally wealthy. Although I think early Bitcoin adopters probably are generationally wealthy already. For 15 years, Bitcoin lived in the shadow of traditional finance. Wall Street called it rat poison. Pension funds wouldn't touch it. Your grandmother's 401k was locked out completely. Today that wall came crashing down. These numbers are staggering. $8.7 trillion sits in American 401k accounts, another $35 trillion in total retirement assets. Until today, almost none could legally buy Bitcoin. One signature just opened the floodgates to the largest pool of investment capital on Earth. Now, Fidelity already started this journey in 2022 by offering Bitcoin options to select 401k plans, but employer adoption was slow. Less than 1% participated. An executive order changes everything. Now it's policy, not preference. The mechanics matter. Most Americans contribute to a 401k through dollar cost averaging. Steady, automatic purchases every paycheck. This creates the perfect buying pattern for volatile assets like Bitcoin, smoothing out price swings over decades. BlackRock saw this coming. In June, they announced target date funds with 5 to 20% alternative asset allocation launching in 2026. Translation, millions of Americans will own Bitcoin without even realizing it through their default retirement investments. The psychological shift is massive. When Bitcoin sits next to your Microsoft and Apple holdings, it stops feeling like gambling. It becomes part of your retirement security, part of your financial future, and part of the American dream. The math is simple. If just 1% of that $43 trillion retirement market allocates to Bitcoin over the next decade, that's $430 billion in new demand. For context, Bitcoin's entire market cap today is around $2.3 trillion. And we also have Tom saying crypto and 401ks is way, way bigger news than ETFs. In the US, roughly 100 million Americans have a retirement investment vehicle known as a 401k. Every 2 weeks, a portion of their paychecks are routed directly into purchasing a mixture of stocks and bonds. And this is on autopilot. No discretion, just direct purchases based on their predefined allocations. Most Americans adjust these allocations annually, if at all. This is a huge driver of the equity market run and resilience over the past 20 years, a constant background bid for assets. In aggregate, this $12 trillion in assets with $50 billion of new capital flowing in every 2 weeks. At a 1% portfolio allocation to crypto brings $120 billion in new flows, At 3%, it's $360 billion, and at 5%, $600 billion in new flows. And these aren't just one-time flows, they keep buying once allocations are set. 401ks plus DATs with money at the shelves puts a ridiculous floor of crypto going forward and moving the limit from the moon to Jupiter. Strap in. So very, very bullish news for crypto in the future and for retirement accounts as well. And then moving on to XRP and Ripple, we have Stuart Alderati, who is the chief legal officer at Ripple. He says, following the commission's vote today, the SEC and Ripple formally filed directly with the Second Circuit to dismiss their appeals. The end, and now back to business. So officially, the parties have filed their joint dismissal of the appeals, and the case is officially over. And then we have Brad Garlinghouse saying no such thing as the August doldrums at Ripple. Very excited to share that we're acquiring Rail Financial. Ripple plus Rail together will be the go-to provider of stablecoin payments infrastructure for global financial institutions around the world. And Rail says, big news, Rail is joining Ripple, a huge milestone in our mission to build trusted enterprise-grade infrastructure for global payments. We power 10 plus of all B2B stablecoin volume. Now with Ripple's backing, we're scaling even faster. We also have CoinBureau sharing BlackRock eyes XRP and SOL ETFs. So top analyst Nate Grassi says that BlackRock may be prepping to file an XRP and SOL ETF after the success of their Bitcoin and Ethereum funds. This could be a major leap in mainstream crypto adoption. So XRP is actually looking really good today, and this is exactly what we wanted. We wanted this to reclaim this level. So this is an area where I'm going to be looking to get interested if Bitcoin wants to hold up today. It is possible that we have maybe we come back down here a little bit and then we reclaim this level, and then that's a good area to bid. But overall, this is what we wanted. We wanted XRP to reclaim this level above here around $3.30, which was the previous all-time high. So now it's above this range, and it's retesting its previous all-time high. So what this would look like is something like this, where if we come back down today around New York Open and then we reclaim this level, I'd be looking to long this with stops below whatever this level might be right here, and then target either these highs or back to new all-time to make new all-time highs towards $4. But ultimately, this looks very bullish for me for Ripple, as long as we don't just reject and completely fall back down under here. If we can hold above this level, that's what I'm looking for. And XRP looks pretty good right here. I'd like to see it come back down here, fill in some of this inefficiency here, and then come up and reclaim this, and then I'd be looking for an entry on XRP. And then moving on, we have Chainlink saying, we're excited to announce the launch of the Chainlink Reserve, a new upgrade centered on the creation of a strategic on-chain reserve of linked tokens. The Chainlink Reserve is designed to support the long-term growth and sustainability of the Chainlink network by accumulating linked tokens using off-chain revenue from large enterprises that are adopting the Chainlink standard and from on-chain service usage. The Chainlink Reserve is being built by using a payment abstraction to convert off-chain and on-chain revenue into Link, using a combination of Chainlink services and decentralized exchange infrastructure. Demand for Chainlink has already created hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue, substantially from large enterprises that have paid off-chain for access to the Chainlink platform. With increasing demand from a number of the world's largest banking and capital market institutions, this form of paying for Chainlink standard is expected to grow in the future as the industry grows. The reserve has already accumulated over $1 million worth of Link from this early stage launch phase, which is expected to gradually grow in the coming months as more revenue is converted into Link and placed into the reserve. We do not expect any withdrawals from the reserve for multiple years, and thus it's expected to grow over time. So very bullish things for Chainlink. We also have Quentin saying no withdrawals are expected from the reserve for multiple years, meaning the strategic Link stockpile becomes an accumulation machine driven by adoption. So Link is finally ready to really accrue value here. The entire TradFi industry will work with Chainlink, and Chainlink will take a part of those payments, convert it into Link, and lock it up for years. Imagine trillions of dollars generating revenue that flow back into the token. If the token isn't going to run because of this news, I don't know what will, which is very true. Chainlink is now pumping like crazy. This is actually kind of crazy. So we have to zoom out here. We wanted one of two scenarios for Chainlink, and it is looking like it is going to be scenario 2. So we didn't get this one. This one just pumped super fast. So we were looking for this level reclaim, which actually happened. But unless you were really paying attention, we probably missed this. We were looking for it to come down here, reclaim this level, and then pump up to the next level. It's done that. So we kind of missed this one right here, even though the plan was valid. Now we're kind of waiting for this one right here, where we are going to wait for a level reclaim above this level, because this is a bit of a level of resistance right here around $19.35. So once it can reclaim this level, we'll then put our stops below. We'll actually put them down below around this level here, which is this level of $16. So we'll now move our stops here. And if we can get a level reclaim above here, we'll be targeting at least these new highs towards $26. But I think this most likely goes much higher. Like, I think we probably go towards $30 and beyond. So this could be TP1, TP2, and then even TP3 towards this, because this is very bullish for Chainlink. So I would actually imagine it to go back towards these highs at some point. So we'll take away this one, even though that was a good idea. We'll move it over here, and it looks like now this is our next trade setup if we get it today. So watch out for Chainlink. I think this is very bullish, and it's going to be, a steady growth of Chainlink. And the fact that Chainlink is also going to be doing this just brings in more traders who are also going to follow, because if there's a constant buying demand of this, other traders are going to look to jump in, and this is going to go up much faster just because of that. So even if there's only $1 million of buying pressure from Chainlink, the fact that people know this is going to happen means there's going to be, amplitudes. There's going to be 100x that buying volume, because people know this is what's going to be happening. So the buying pressure will just continue, and I think will go much higher, towards at least $30 very soon. So very bullish things for Chainlink, and I'm looking to get into this trade if we can get back above this level and close a daily close above $19 and around 40 cents. So Chainlink looking good. And then moving on, we have Not Telling saying, if you've been following me, in May and June, I've been screaming to stack ENA because they've been firing on all fronts, both stablecoin and RWA related. And now, boom, TVL is up $9 billion plus. It was $6 billion just last week. Huge money is flowing into Athena Labs ecosystem. And for price, I gave you ENA between 20 and 30 cents, and we're at 60 cents. But this is easily going to $2 plus very shortly, and $10 by year end, which is very, very bold if we're at 60 cents now. Reminder of my summary of due diligence. So this was back a couple of weeks ago. He says, ENA is about to explode, mark my words. USDE ENA stablecoin just increased $300 million in supply in the last week as funding rates have improved. Why this is a big deal? It's showing us the next period of big growth for Athena Labs, just like last time. The last time USDE exploded in supply was October 2024, when it added about $4 billion of supply in under 8 weeks. This inflow outpaced Bitcoin ETFs and ETH ETFs combined. What happened to the price during these 8-week period? In October 2024, ENA was at 25 cents, and 8 weeks later went 5x to an all-time high of $1.25. We're now seeing that exact same thing. Buying ENA here at the start of the next massive leg up is the easiest call I've ever seen. So ENA has been doing a bunch of things. They've even actually been doing buybacks as well. That seems to be the go-to, in order to increase your price. Just start doing a bunch of buybacks this cycle, and then the price naturally increases. But also they've had a huge growth in their USDE stablecoin. And now ENA is actually looking great. It's at around $61. And we charted this about, I think last week, last week, where we said it's coming up into this level of resistance. It's most likely going to pull back, but then I think it's probably going to break through. In the worst case, it's going to come down here towards this level. But it was one of the stronger ones, so we thought it would just pull back, and it's done just that. And so I think, once we get back above this level, it's probably a better level to take if we can hold above this 67-cent level. If we can close the daily close above there, just like Chainlink, if we can get back above this level, I think it's easier to trade back up towards these next levels and towards these new highs. So it looks something like this, where if we got back above there, you could put your stops down here below this, and then you'd be targeting these new highs, something like that. And you'd have multiple levels of take profit along the way, whether it's this one, or this one. But I think ENA is probably going towards new highs around $1.25, and $2 I could see in the future. $10 seems a bit far, but definitely I could see it going back towards these highs around $1.25 for ENA. So we're looking for a daily close above this level, and holding this level, and something like this I think will play out for ENA. And Chainlink, ENA, all these buyback programs seems to really be working for these tokens. So it seems to be the way to go for altcoins if they want to increase their price. And lastly for today, we have gTrade rolls out a major V10 upgrade with advanced features for pro traders. So gTrade has completed its major V10 upgrade that supports high leverage trading of cryptocurrencies and traditional markets. The perpetual decentralized exchange also revealed that the protocol's upgrade will introduce a flurry of new features and performance enhancements. V10 was built to improve gTrade's scalability and enhance user experience by mitigating the chances of traders hitting the open interest caps. The company believes the new system will open the markets to more advanced users, such as swing traders, arbitrageurs, and market makers. gTrade believes the new updates will bolster its DEX capabilities to offer leverage trading for tech stocks, forex, commodities, and crypto. The upgrade will offer users access to dozens of traditional markets, including indices and precious metals, as well as over 240 digital markets. So kind of like a hyperliquid for TradFi and crypto all in one, which is pretty bullish. Having a DEX market where you can trade crypto and TradFi at the same time is very bullish. So that's gTrade. And that is the news for today, guys. We are coming up to this level of resistance, and we are going to see what happens at New York Open. I think it's possible we go a little bit lower first before we break through this, but I think ultimately if we break through this level of resistance around 117.7, I think it's ultimately bullish. We're going back to the top of this range, and if we can break above and hold above this range on a daily candle, we're going to new highs because we have yet to close a daily candle above $120,000. So if we can do that, I think new highs are coming very soon. A lot of bullish news, like the 401ks coming out. So I think we have a very bullish next couple of weeks and couple of months coming for crypto. So very good things. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on Monday.